Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. This week we are doing those last few bits of prep ready to start laying the bales in our straw bale tiny home build. Let's crack on. Just before we get too stuck in, I just want to take a second to say thank you so much for all the overwhelming positive comments on the last video. It was great to know that you all missed us and that you're pleased to have us back, especially with the weekly videos. Thank you so much, it means the world to us. All right, let's get cracking.
It's another day of blue sky and sunshine. We know it's not going to last, so we're making the most of it today. Embers on the hoover. We need to do a deep clean and tidy up. We are making sure all the tools are charged. We're getting everything cleared and ready so that we can finish flipping the wall plate, get the OSB fixed to that. The time is growing ever closer to these walls being built and it's starting to get super excited now.
With the frame now flipped over and in place where we need it, what I'm doing now is to clamp the frame together with a couple of big ratchet straps on the back wall and the front wall here, and that's just going to clamp the whole framework together and line everything up where it needs to be when we're finally done. That will allow me then to put the OSB on nice and tight together, and then I know that once it goes on top of the bales, we need to squidge that gap up and get the OSB touching, and then we'll know that everything is exactly where it needs to be. This one should be pretty tight. Ready? I've plugged in a whole load of floodlights everywhere, all the way around. We're going to have to keep working in the dark for absolute certain. I can't remember if I summarised having the wall plate done or not.
Did we tell you about the wall plate?
I seem to remember doing a time lapse and then just sort of posing at the end of the time lapse and then going in for dinner.
Oh, okay. So the wall plate is currently, right now, upside down.
Yes.
We're going to take the wall plate off in sections because that's the way that we've designed it. And we are going to place that onto the floor. And then we will work around it as we do the bale walls. The reason why we've done the wall plate in sections is because it's bloody heavy.
Yeah, it's a lump. So the wall plate comes off in 4 sections, front wall, back wall and the 2 ends. They are hugely heavy, but we can work that out. I'm not too worried. We'll get it up there.
We are now going to put a plastic sheeting. Now this plastic sheeting will stay on the floor of the barn now. The main reason we're doing this is just to protect the OSB during the building process, because once we start building the walls and putting those in, we won't be putting the tarp straight over the flooring. We are going to be putting the large tarp over this ridgeline that Phil has created. I mean, all of these things make perfect sense as to why he gets zero sleep at night, because his brain is constantly on the go creating these contraptions. So we need to make sure that the OSB is protected from people walking on it, but also just from any rain or mud or anything like that.
This is going to be what we mount our actual finished floor to. We need to be able to glue onto here and all sorts, so the less mud and contamination this has, the better.
Yeah. These are not suitable for attire.
Safety sliders.
Fully aware of this, but my wellies are muddy and I'm not allowed uphill with muddy wellies.
Yeah, I've got clean boots.
Yeah, because you don't jump in puddles like I do.
No.
Okay, come on. This video is sponsored by Satellai. Their support is helping us keep this build moving. Satellai actually reached out to us about working with Socks. Genuinely quite excited because we've been looking for some form of tracking device for him. And if you know Socks, you'll know exactly why. We live right on the edge of a village. Our land is bigger than your average garden and a lot of it is woodland. There's uneven ground, long grass and plenty of places where Socks can play hide and seek very well. He's an explorer. Once he picks up a scent, he's gone. And at night we get jackals coming through, random farm animals, stray dogs, so we just want to keep eyes on him. But keeping him on the lead all the time doesn't suit us and it doesn't suit him. He likes to be free. What we really liked about Satellai is that it just isn't a tracker. It's an AI-powered collar that builds a proper picture of your dog over time. I think the biggest thing for us is trust. We trust Socks more when he's got freedom, and we trust ourselves more knowing we can see where he is. Living off-grid means we accept a bit of wildness, but it also means taking responsibility for safety, especially when you've got animals, kids and open land all sharing the same space. This just gives us that balance of freedom without constantly worrying. The virtual fencing has been a huge part of why it works for us. Instead of digging trenches or building physical fences the whole way around our property, everything is set up on the app. We've got one main safe zone across the land, so Socks still gets freedom. He can run, sniff, patrol, but there are clear boundaries without him feeling trapped. And because it's flexible, we can change those zones if we need to. That's been really important for us, especially as the build progresses. The real-time GPS tracking gives us so much peace of mind too. Dogs don't get lost slowly. One noise, one open gate, and they can bolt in seconds. With this, I can see exactly where Socks is live, not 5 minutes ago, and react straight away instead of guessing. And one feature we've absolutely loved is the whistle. Within a few days, we actually trained Socks so that when his collar made the whistle sound, he comes straight back to the decking. It's calm, it's clear, and it works, especially when he's out of sight or distracted. No shouting, no panic. The health and activity tracking has been something I didn't realise I'd value as much as I do, if I'm honest. Dogs hide pain by instinct, and they'll often keep going when something's wrong. Just like Phil, I suppose. But because the collar uses AI to track his movement, sleep and activity patterns over time, it learns what's normal for Socks. It flags us if something starts to change. That early insight can really matter. Prevention is always better than dealing with emergencies, especially when you live rural. And especially for active dogs like Socks, it's reassuring to have something quietly watching in the background. Honestly, this collar has exceeded our expectations. Socks still gets to be Socks, and we get that extra layer of reassurance. If you want to have a look, we've linked the Satellai collar go below. Right, let's get back to it. Today is delivery day. We have ordered our roof tiles and they're on the way. We are slightly concerned about how they are going to get across our track, which leads to our house. The track has been badly affected by the weather.
The lorry couldn't get even close to our house. We've had to get them dropped in the middle of the village. We have definitely got to sort access out to our property because this is becoming increasingly an issue for us.
He didn't make it down the road. He had no intention of coming down the road. I think he was too frightened.
I've got a really big sweet in my mouth, sorry.
Phil's just having his sugar fix. So we are jumping into the van and driving down to the bottom of our road. And we are now going to handball 800, nearly 900 tiles into the back of the van by hand, bring them back up onto the land. Yay!
Puddle. Your brother's not here, is he? Brother's at school? Yeah. Luckily, these are in packs of 6, so that makes them a little bit more handleable. We don't have to, they're like bundled up in 6s, which does make life a bit easier for handling.
Does it?
But they are pretty heavy, and it's a lot of handling. See, if we had a skid steer or a telehandler or another boy's toy like this, we could just drive down the track here, put the forks in, pick these up, scoot off.
Let's just focus on what we do have.
Yeah, 800-900 tiles and no way to get them shifted. What a lot of work that was. I've pallet wrapped these all back up to keep them all together and held on nice and tight. 874 tiles, if I remember correctly, all shifted by hand. We also paid extra for high-ab delivery to happen, and that was great, but it was, it was down in the middle of the village and not on our driveway. In the summer, we have no issues at all, but in the winter, our road is so bad, it's basically four-wheel drive only, which is, yeah, something we've really got to get cracking with and sort out this year, maybe. And hopefully it won't be long until we're getting them up on a roof and we'll have a nice dry roof, which would be amazing. We are really looking forward to that stage, but we're not there just yet. What I am pleased about is that we've got these here and we are ready to go with them. We also have the timber ready for the roof, so it's just a matter of cracking on when the weather improves and we can get going without a tarpaulin over the top of it all. Alex is doing the first one, yeah. And so there we go.
Woo. Work begins.
Now I can hear you all shouting at the TV, gravel! What are you doing with gravel? Well,
Wanted a rockery.
there's a method to the madness. So, straw bales, their number one enemy is moisture. Straw bales need to breathe, they need air circulation all the way around. And the reason that we're doing this, basically, is to support the bottom of the bale, which is the main thing, but also, if we were to have the worst case happen, we have like a plumbing leak inside the house or something like that, the water gets inside here into the floor, the bales are still up off of the floor, and the water, another reason why we haven't glued these down, is so there's small gaps under there, and the water can actually percolate through and out to the outside, and the gravel will stop that moisture from raising up into the bales, because the bales are basically like a sponge. If they get anywhere near water, they just suck it all up. So by doing this, we protect the walls should the worst possible thing happen, of a water leak inside, leaking roof, something horrendous like that. Obviously, that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. One note about gravel size. This is the gravel we were after. You guys in America would know this is 3/4 gravel. We know it as 20mm crushed stone. And this is what we've ended up with, which is like a pea gravel almost. I don't know what you guys would call that in America, but it's basically 10mm and less. There's no dust in it, which is good. but it is smaller than we would have liked. Ideally, you want as big a gravel as possible. This 3/4 inch 20mm size gravel is what you should be using in here. And this is what we had bought before. This is the stuff that I used for the pool area, but when we went to order another load, all he had in was this. So that's what we just had to deal with. With the gravel being done, the next step is to whack in literally hundreds of nails. That's what Kaylee's doing, and we're only knocking them halfway in. Basically, this becomes like locking pins. So the bales will sit down on top of this, on top of the nails. The nails will go in between the straw and then lock that bale in so it can't move left, right, forwards, backwards, all the rest of it. Whilst Kaylee's doing the nailing, I'm gonna focus on the corner bracing. And corner bracing is made up of 2 offcuts of the OSB. And we're basically gonna make that into 90-degree section. And that section is gonna sit right on the corner down here. And that's going to give us somewhere for the corners to be squared off nicely. Because when you're stacking with bales, it's important that they go up against something. Perfect.
She's like a little bird eating her bread.
She's got a bread roll, she's happy as Larry.
It's Friday. We've just picked up Alex from the school bus and it's nice to have him home for the weekend.
Училище беше добре и много студено днес.
His Bulgarian is coming on leaps and bounds. It is unbelievable. And you're enjoying school, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're picking up the language amazingly well,
Yeah.
aren't you? He embarrasses me a lot when we go out now. My Bulgarian's going downhill and his is going uphill. So, yes.
So his is like down to my toes, but mine is like higher than the moon.
Maybe. Don't get too big for your boots. Anyway, that is it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Join us next week when maybe, all right, we are laying our first bale, which is incredibly exciting. I hope you'll join us for that one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hype, of course. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. Don't worry, when he's 15, he'll look back at it and go, I can't believe I did that on YouTube. Could we reshoot that? Let's go fly a kite up to the highest height and send it soaring. Sorry.
Look at my husband looking sexy.
Plugged into sockets and stuff. That doesn't matter. It's totally irrelevant. You're not interested. Doesn't matter. Let's shut up. Closer to get. Oh my goodness, it was a big hole. Really do appreciate it. And this is lousy. In this week or video, down to yes. Brilliant. Cool story, bro.